Like, there we go. That'll do. Howdy, Bricks. How you doing? Don't think I recognize you. You new around these parts? As of right now, I'm not a big fan of the built-in terrain system for Unity. I know it exists. It works, sure. But, it's not really my thing. Like, it feels like it could be better. But that's not really for me to have to care about. Yeah, I just want to focus on making a pretty line. The sky. I want to see my rolling clouds over a larger environment. Slap a bit of texture paint on there. And it gives a really good baseline. Spent most of last night doing a little practice thing so this way I could have fake real-time shadows that'll roll across the environment, as opposed to our real-time shadows. And my main gripe with the terrain tool is that it's not really good at anything outside of just doing a surface. Like, it works fine for what it is, and I've used it quite efficiently. The problem is it's only good for going up. So, I mean, in theory you could go down, but it's not really well handled to do so. Ah, yeah, the player's gonna be drowned, but that's fine by me. I've got no idea if stream's coming through good enough. Like, I took a recording earlier to show a friend the rolling skylines thing I've got going. Oh, my frames are dropping. Why are my frames dropping so bad? There's like nothing going on. Surely it can't be lack of optimization. This isn't even like real-time shadows. Oh, this needs to come up a bit. Actually, I'll just, uh... Oh? Oh, I killed the clouds. No, we like those. We like our clouds. Just... Doop. There we go. So this here lets us have a massive sort of ground skyline kind of thing going on. Which, yeah, okay, that looks pretty sick. So, because it looks so good, alright, I'm gonna speed it up. I want to see this shit start moving. I left myself a speed thing just for this reason. Mostly so I can adjust it outside of thing. There's also nothing stopping from just hitting really fast and aggressive. And again, like, the beauty of this, and the fact that it's actually able to be seen moving, is none of it is real. It is all in your schizophrenia. Straight up. And I'm proud of that. Optimization may seem to be a dying art, but it's not something I'm going to just give up. That's for sure. So using this same method, essentially all we're doing is the light that actually is in the world, the only one, is basically projecting a lack of light in certain areas. It's not technically shadow, not by the usual standards, it's just not light. I mean, I guess it is technically shadow if you want to think about it that way. But yeah, this method, at least, from what I can tell, is cheap enough. And it's simple enough to where, honestly, I mean, it just ends up looking great with very little runtime cost. I know earlier I was like, why the fuck are we performant? I still don't know why the performance is coming off so bad. I I'm wondering if it's even Unity that's taking it. Then again, my computers have been turned off in like 3 days. What do we got? Well, I mean, Unity's doing some. All right. I know I won't like we keep the terrain forever, but as of right now, it's in. And because of that, we can keep these massive rolling, skyline thing go. I could even actually, here's what I could do. I could actually do a bit more with the terrain now. Like, we could bring it up in certain spots, make it disappear in others, and just generally at least go for at least making this look pretty for a second. Now, I'm not one much to care about my video games looking ultra pretty and stuff, but I mean, I'm mostly just thinking, imagine getting to see a massive skyline, like in VR specifically. There is quite a lot of ways that we've optimized video games throughout history. And I mean, this is one of them. The whole point of optimization is technically lie to the player's face and look great while doing it. There's no reason we should be needing 18 gigabytes of VRAM or 10 recommended at all for any game ever, especially ones in basically static scenes. Like, I'm directly calling out Resident Evil 9 in this one. I know, shocking. Man, upset over AAA game with god-awful performance. I know, I'm so original. But, like, they don't even do anything with the massive requirements. Sure, the game can look pretty, but they're not using it to any advantage. It's kind of wasted in that fact. Like, what's the point at that point of wasting, like, if you're already going to be asking for big, massive requirements, what's the point of, like, you know, not trying to be a big, massive game at that point? And I'm not saying I think Resident Evil's gameplay loop was bad. I mean, I just prefer the, Leon sections, but it's because I've always liked the action of Resident Evil. It's never really been a horror game for me. And it probably never will, truth be told. It's it's always been an action game to me, disguised as a horror game. Are we above my cloud line? Oh, we're above the cloud. Okay, so I did think ahead about that. The clouds, at least once it's fully done, will actually get the player. Wait, the cloud. Why are you guys down so low? The clouds themselves, the layer for the clouds will always be a certain height above the player once everything's said and done. And thankfully, this method is optimized enough where I could actually probably run this a second time lower to imitate rolling fog using a different texture. It would just have it cut through a certain height under the player constantly instead. Because again, a lot of the big part of this is essentially just meant to be how, like, it's underutilized. A lot of stuff is. And as you can see, everything being done correctly, the shadows roll so nicely. And as I said, like, there's no real runtime cost. I'm gonna mock this up. This is not my fault. There was nothing going on, and there's no way I managed to kill performance that badly. I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it. Literally nothing is happening. If it is, I wouldn't even know how to fix it. All right, we're gonna restart it. Alright, there it goes, it's loading. Yeah, but why is this down so low, thinking about it? Like, I get no idea in specific. So the mock clouds themselves, probably should signify to myself that this is a different layer of everything. Okay, yeah, surely now it'll run better. I really hope so. There's no way I can make a VR game that runs at 30 FPS. I can't ethically do that. At least not if I want to sell it and stuff. Yeah, see, there we go. That's what I was kind of more expecting. You know, I'll take that as a great sign. GPU's barely in use. We've only 6 gigabytes of memory though. But that's with the Unity's overhead. So the Unity engine itself is a very hungry little fucker and will consume quite a lot of my actually usable stuff, just because it kind of feels a little hungry that day, regardless of how I feel or what I wanted from it. So if I were to build this, it would come off way cheaper. Oh, we should probably move the player. After all, why give them, you know, mountaintop to climb and stuff, like a big sight to enjoy, if they can't even stop to really enjoy it? I should also probably flatten the terrain here a bit. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Alright, I'm gonna turn this off for now. The near player, I mean. Also, I'm pretty sure this should be 000. Camera offsets the 2. One in VR, you'll appear much taller. So we're gonna go back to defaults, enter my manager. 5. Yeah, like you can see this, and again, this realistically is a very large distance that I get to use. It's about 1,000 meters forward, every direction. And in theory, I could just stretch this if I want more. Again, the hardest part would be making a new thing for the light cookie, but I mean, it's really easy. And to achieve this fake shadow system, we're taking full use of light cookies. Every time I remove these, they just come back. I'm not adding these. I don't really need most of these. Most of the bloom is supposed to be cranked, but that's because this is imitating a certain time period's worth of games. Literally don't see a difference. works. I don't think it'll end up looking great in its current thing, but what the hell do I do, Linster? What's Linster do again? By using this method, you can get a much better idea of like the kind of space and size we'd be looking at. Crank that FOV so we can get a really good shot. I will say these are not procedurally generated. Like, it's a static, seamless image. But I mean, it gets the job done so nicely. And considering you just have to swizzle the things to flip one around, it came out really easily. I was just thinking, how am I actually going to go about doing words, they're my specialty, don't worry. The Sky Dome, because I obviously want a high amount of bloom since the games we're imitating from back in the day always had a very aggressive amount of bloom. For reference, we were attempting to imitate certain games from the early 2000s to very early 2010s, where bloom was very heavily used in combination. So, oh no, this is a wait. So, wait, but how far down? I am so confused. I mean, shocker, I know. My brain is big and smart. Okay, so, funny thing, this right here is actually how we're, casting these shadows. This isn't supposed to be, up here. Where are you? -3. Okay, yeah, none of you is supposed to be right here. No wonder the clouds felt so low. This is supposed to be much, much lower down. This isn't even supposed to be visible to the player. Which now means our cloud line is, actually it's cutting off some of the mountains. Actually, like, I'm being right here, and like getting to enjoy the sights of all of this. Especially if we were like, okay, if we can slap a terrain texture. I don't remember how to work on these. How do I do this again? Paint hole, set height, paint texture. Texture paint, edit texture layers, create layer. Oh, it's really, really shiny for some reason. We'll just have the layers mirror. I ain't fighting uphill for it. This is not a solution I was going to keep anyway. Why is it so shiny? What the hell? The metallic's not even up. It's just shiny. Oh, fuck. Shit. Undo. Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, it's like now. Now we get a better idea what we're really looking at. And because of that, we, well, A, know really what we're looking at, but B, and more importantly, it's easier to see what we're actually doing. Oh. Oh yeah, I should probably do a thing for the players so this way they have like a body and stuff. So, as I mentioned, this is meant to be a VR thing, and we could look around, but the hands aren't working yet. But I want to take a little break to do other things. I like being able to see my work actually do a thing. But what we can actually do is have a texture also linked to the player based on how high up they are, with like rolling fog to imitate volumetric fogs, and also very low runtime cost. Again, in theory, we just need to slap some noise modifier on there. Noise, noise, noise. Noise, 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 noise. Looking for noise. Affordance theme. What the hell is an affordance theme? I mean, we can use lids first for the sun. So, the eclipse is going to be tricky, but all I have to do really, I guess, is modify how much light's going out. Also, since we're already here, we might as well go ahead and just slap in some tree. Where the hell did it generate the tree? Oh, I see. It decided it's gotta put it all the way over here. Oh, but of course. The texture isn't even there. Oh, I've never worked with this thing before. What the hell am I doing? Please help me. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, trees. I have an asset pack for this. Oh, we can also just kill that. I'm pretty sure this one is good for URP, HDRP, yada yada. I hope. I hope this one's not built in. I'm so tired of accidentally getting built-ins as packages. Alright, we can move realistic tree to my temporary. Oh, it's got multiple. Temp imports. Tutorial info. No, the tree textures. It's right there. Oh, well, we gotta wait to do this thing now. I mean, it'll be fine. What's our baked lighting at? Nah, baked lighting isn't our problem. Okay, how broken are these right now? Ah, I see. We definitely don't need HDRP. There's no way in hell we're using it. Are you guys working? You're not loaded. Oh. It's so tiny compared to, like, everything else. So we are way too fast to be working at this scale. It feels microscopic in size. Okay, so I'm thinking that we continue adding to our terrain. This time we're gonna slap in these trees, paint texture, paint trees, mass place trees, edit trees, refresh. Alright. Click to paint trees, hold shift to erase trees, control, you gotta erase only a selected group of trees, edit trees, add tree, chestnut 1. Okay. And now we just drag in all of our trees. I'll just smack mass place. I'm a bit lazy, so it'll be fine. Oh, needs no valid mesh render? Or valid mesh renderer? Is it not? What do you mean? It's fine. I love how the leaf just froze me there. Okay, whatever, fine, I'll just... So there is a valid mesh renderer. It's just on the specific parts themselves. Which is fine. I mean, I thought it would be. I guess it just means that if we really just want trees, we're gonna have to hand place like 5 million of them. Which I'm really not in the mood to do. Can I just... Maybe it'll work differently if I put you in like this. Oh, I don't even want that one now. Wait, but it does. Is it because you're prefabbed? It's reaching. It also, okay, now it doesn't even want it, so... Man, I gotta hand place all of these. Oh, that's new. I could automatically generate a shorts version. Shit could have been so easy. Oh, that's back up here. Just smack him down. So, thankfully, and because of everything we've been doing, our actual current build is, as I said, it's decently cheap to run. And we have headway to make it cheaper if we just need it. Yeah, none of this really feels hilltop proper. So for reference, all of our shadow data is compressed into a really small area, like genuinely. I do wish it looked like much more high quality, but honestly, I'm gonna take what we can get at the moment. Just because, I mean, it doesn't have to look god tier, but ooh, it would be nice if it does. Just use automatic upscale. I don't really know the difference in them. And, like, to get this, like, an 8K map is such a small distance for this kind of thing. Since the bigger and bigger we use, obviously the less and less we have, but also it ends up rendering more. We don't really need all of this when the trees themselves aren't even loading in that far. And again, as far as I'm concerned, we just need to use some softer shadow shit. So our real-time shadows themselves are, still present. We can still use them. It is definitely cheaper to use these fake ones, though. And still look, honestly, really damn good. So I guess for now we just want to focus on getting these working. This isn't going to make like 8,000 items in my game, is it? I hope not. We don't need all that, especially considering this is meant to be temporary, but I still want to see how it would look. And then again, the most temporary, or the most permanent thing I've ever used has got to be a temporary solution. No, not looking for that. Alright. So. Where did we drop off? Oh yeah, trying to make trees do tree things. Also, I'm going to move these to the temp. Alright, we can get rid of the standard since we only need URP in this case. The other sets are just bloating our memory. And lastly, I suppose we should pick a tree style. There's a lot of spruce. They even have groups for the spruce. Ooh, willows would look awesome though for our kind of purpose. So, I'm thinking we could just do one cheap thing. Just slap a render on it. Otherwise, you're gonna have to, like, hand pull apart the tree pieces to make them work. Actually, let's just go and do that. So, we need to... Oh, all of the LODs on here. Alright, Okay, so I guess then we have to unpack completely. Yeah, so the group itself is here, but this is where all the important shit's at. Ooh. Okay, so we just have to move the LOD group itself, copy component, and then remove to the main piece. So paste component as new. Or wait, or did I want to paste component? Oh, whatever, too late now. So now I can kill this piece, and I think now all I have to do is make this a thing. Alright, now we're gonna go back to the trees. We're gonna go ahead and remove these. Drag you in. And now we just have a absolute metric ton of trees. Alright, so something else I could do to actually really get our shadows, existing, as I mentioned, is obviously having certain groups be thinner. Oh, can I not just... Okay, so how do I copy it? Oh, I'm gonna have to, like, re-hand place them all, aren't I? Or re-add them all by hand every time. Well, at least I can just mass place them anyway. So I suppose now the question is, how can I lie about something like the trees? As far as I know, obviously, that's how a lot of the optimizations in existence work. Directly lying to the player's face to make them think something looks better than it actually does. It's a psychology thing. It's about tricking the brain to see what you want the brain to see. Which is just as important here as it always has been. Yeah, right, it's doing that. So I'm thinking all we really have to do is make it so the shadows are unreasonably far out, or we need a way to say, hey, this needs to look different. But for now, I kind of want to try that one thing. Okay. So if we can do that, we can actually apply it as a large textured group above. And in doing so, because the player can't see everything all at once, or to be too far away in each point, it would only have to render like an image of a tree instead. I know I've seen that as well. If we could get it all looking really nice. Texture 2D height map or off a project. So something to eat, something to drink, so we can lock in. So, I'm thinking we don't really have to be all over the top and crazy with this idea. In theory, I technically just need another new plane. Oh, quad? I don't know the difference between a plane and a quad, honestly. I'm not gonna try to lie, I just don't know. Oh, we gotta scale it up. Make it just as big as Big Boy. So it may stretch over our oh, is this bigger? Oh. My dumbass. So all we gotta do now is take this. I mean, we could probably just reuse clouds again. Oh, but it is way too shiny. Well, that'd be why. It doesn't come off as good on this one. So small. What the hell? I just realized Clouds is also now very small. No idea. I mean, it looks fine up there, so I'm not going to question it. So yeah, what I'm thinking is, we don't technically need a lot. We just need a texture. I mean, these are so far out, like these ones right here. They're so far out, it would be really hard to tell if there was just something above them. So I'm just thinking, is this? like nothing really actually happening texture-wise. It bothers me. I don't care it's temporary. I have to do something. Like, I just can't stand that there's nothing going on visually with like the ground. Like, there's not even a rock. I gotta do something about it. I really... Wait. Great. Was that my render? Was that the render probe? Wait, so... What happens if I didn't think it... Okay, I wasn't... Okay, I was kind of expecting it to actually do a thing, but it didn't. I'm not sure what I would have expected it to do. Maybe, like... reflect the environment super coolly, I guess? I don't know. Smooth, and we're gonna flatten. Okay, how low down is 50? It is significantly lower than I was expecting. Yeah, shoot, that's 100. We're gonna need to do at least like 200. Oh, yeah, we can also crank the brush size a little bit. There's no reason not to. We may or may not need to reload the trees. Yeah, let's just go ahead and replace our trees. Oh wait, I just stacked our tree. Oh no. So let's trim that number down. We don't need 10,000 trees. 5,000 will do us just as good. Oh, look at that fucker being too good for, you know, ground. Oh, that's this one. Hot dumbass. Console exception doesn't exist if I don't let it. Yeah, we're looking good, recordings-wise. Is that my video aspect ratio? Yes, it is. Why is it like this? Yeah, we're looking good, recording-wise. Oh, it's because I was in theater mode. My dumbass. I remember an issue I left off with. Alright. So, I suppose for now we either can keep working on doing nice looking stuff. Like, I'd like to keep with the fog, like, again, the scrolling and the rolling clouds is awesome. Genuinely amazing. Your console errors mean nothing to me. I'm not reading them. So these don't really fully block out the viewage. Also, the terrain will need some smoothing work. But that's just naturally to be expected. I didn't realize our FOV was cranked up so much. This scrolling effect, I do feel like looks amazing. It genuinely gives us a massive, massive amount of distance that we just get these not shadows at. And because of that, it becomes very easy to, really just enjoy the view at least. Like, the sharp sky with the over-aggressive bloom coupled with our not sun. We still gotta put texture on that, especially if we want to have the eclipse look later on. But, that we'll get there when we get there. Thankfully, I actually have someone's very high-quality photo of the moon I can use for that. But I mean, it's beautiful, at least in its simplicity, too. It's not highly complex shadow systems, it's just darkness being painted over. A lot of the beauty of programming and the best works I can think of all work because of their simplicity to such complex approaches. A lot of good optimization stems from that. It stems from some place of simplicity. A way to do something that looks insane of being. Because truth be told, we do not have the computers for the kind of stuff we try to push out. I mean, yeah, sure, these shadows might not be, the greatest thing you ever see, but you can't in this case, not for what I'm trying to run. But everything working in tandem should give the players exactly what they're looking for. Honestly, the only thing I do different is maybe sharpen the cloud aggression. Oh yeah, we should totally do like oh, if we do a lightly blue filter onto the light, we can really contrast the sky and the clouds for this kind of look. And you can just see the rolling light. I suppose we're gonna do this, we should probably do it very neutrally. And then give it just a tint of the max. So maybe orange for a bit of orange. Green for a bit more vibrant liveliness, the blues for the colds. Purple! I mean, this one feels very interesting. I can't think of something offhand that a purple tint to the light would do besides kinda oddify the world almost. It gives everything a strange kind of look about it. I just realized, even without shadows, we can still do the thing. What the hell does mirror plane actually do? Genuinely, what does this setting do? It gives the world a bit of a brighter, stronger atmosphere, and it'll let us refocus the colors later, because we can change the color as we need to. So I suppose for now, as I said, we should just pick a thing and focus on it. I wasn't quite expecting to take a random day-long detour to do like the clouds and the shadowing thing. And again, I am so proud of the simplicity of how I accomplished what feels like such a complex item. I would say it's strong, but not super noticeable. Realize my camera's unplugged. I'm sitting here wondering why I don't see, you know, the camera light, why it isn't popping up on the screen. It's unplugged. I'll focus on sprucing up its thing later. I just want it active. So now all we have to simply do is get some tracking going for the camera, so it'll do its job, or the hands. So we've been able to look around in VR just fine. Actually upload it to my headset, I have to like add. I gotta do another meta quest thing. I mean, it's fine, but oh man. love not knowing how to spell a word. Okay, so to actually put it on there, I have to do a thing. So, at minimum, I need to put this app in a headset, which means I'm going to need a physical version so I can update it and stuff. The stuff from the temporary is gonna have to be built in. Oh man, it's gonna make this take so much longer. need a camera that like looks it down at me instead of like slightly up. That or I'm just fat. Guess it'll take us a moment to breathe. Yeah. Also, once we actually get this like loaded into the headset, I'll get a better idea of what our actual performance looks like. Just right now, we just kind of gotta wait. This could take a while, genuinely. It would take a second to walk around, and if not, hear the music, I guess, because I just put Okay, it's still building. I genuinely thought this would be done by now. It's still going. Why does it take? Okay, so I mean, it's 11 minutes. I guess it's not too late. Shit's taking so long. I don't know why. It doesn't usually take this long. Everything about it usually is very quick. Very quick, very simple. It usually doesn't take 3 hours. Sometimes I guess it has to take 3 hours. How else would you know? After all, everything we do is meant to be plain and simple. Even the hardest of things are quite simple and broken down into just a few measly steps. All it takes is a bit of time. taking so long? It's usually done by now. You know, sometimes you stop and think, is this really the best use of my life? I sit here for hours at a time. Just waiting. It's a peaceful life. That much is for sure. We're almost there, I think. I read this Ubuntu library and I got worried for a minute that I built for Linux. As long as we can stay in the fight, everything is gonna be alright. Suppose the next thing I should focus on. Yeah, okay, so it did work. It did it much faster, considering the build time was like 20-something minutes. Enough time for me to stop and take a little break to do something else. Alright, let's log back in. Yeah, okay, now my mic's on. Okay. Oh. Wasn't using any of that.
But I need to run Steam VR to playtest this. I know it sounds like a dumb question considering I'm making this, I should know. But the VR layers for how everything connects is messy, to say the least.